Hi everyone, my name is Akshay Kumar and today I want to discuss with you about microservices architecture. So let's start. But before continue, I want to say that if you want any type of consultation regarding your career gap or firing, if you have experienced the firing in the company or you have the career gap or you have any type of doubts in your mind related to software industry or IT sector which you are not able to solve on your own, then you take the consultation from me. I will give you the consultation whatever your problems regarding the software industry with the cost of rupees 1000 per hour per individual. Okay, so let's start about microservices architecture. So basically, as you know that before microservices architecture came into the market, we were using and we are now also using monolithic architecture. Okay, monolithic architecture. So basically, monolithic architecture means your entire code base, suppose this is your entire code base. Okay, so in your company or you have multiple teams working on the software project. Example, you have UI UX team, you have backend team, you have data warehouse team. Okay, so multiple teams are working on a single project. So what happens is they are all simultaneously work on the single code base. So basically that makes our software very cumbersome. Okay, suppose there is a one requirement comes up in which you have to change some feature in your particular module. Okay, then in that case your entire application should be shut down and then restart. So this is the major issue in monolithic architecture. If some backend team wants to make the change in their code base, then the entire application will be shut down and then restart again. So that will create the problem of time wasting for the entire people in the project. So this is the main issue in monolithic architecture. And other problem with the monolithic architecture is that as you know that now we have to serve more people and suppose there is one startup, okay, which is delivering its solution locally. Suppose it is delivering its solution in Delhi. Okay, then in that case in Delhi a startup can work with monolithic architecture to some extent. Suppose the requirement of the project is like that, there is no frequent changes in the application and your customers are also not very large. Okay, then in that case the monolithic architecture is the good choice. Okay, for serving the small or medium type of people, small or medium scale people. Okay, but suppose your startup is going pan India and now your startup is serving not just in Delhi but also in Mumbai, Kolkata, and different parts of our India, then in that case the customers of our startups are huge. So the monolithic architecture is not viable solution for making the software project. Then we will go into microservices architecture. Okay, so in microservices architecture what happens is, now let's see about microservices architecture. Okay, so in that case, suppose you have the team like UI UX team, okay, and here is the code base of UI UX team, and UI UX team has its own DB. It has its own separate database, okay. And now you have the backend team. Backend team also has some code base, and it has also its own separate DB. And similarly, your data warehouse team has its own code base, okay, and it has its own separate DB. So in this microservice architecture, as you see that these three have its own separate DB. So these three are different services are executing, are running, okay. So suppose this is the my one microservice, this is second microservice, this is third microservice, and these three microservices are independent of each other, okay. So this microservice, this UI UX team microservice is nothing to deal with backend team, and backend team is nothing to do with data warehouse team. And now this is your entire application. This is your entire application having these three services running simultaneously. And now suppose your one service is going down. Suppose this data warehousing microservice is going down because of some crash, okay, or some error. Then in that case, the entire application will not go down. Only the APIs of this particular data warehouse microservice crash. So in that case, your application will still be running with these two services. And also you can with the help of these microservices architecture, the entire team is working like an entrepreneur, as you can say, okay. And suppose your application wants frequent changes in your application, then that can also will not hamper the entire application. Only the particular microservice will not work, but the entire application will work smoothly. So this is the main advantage of microservices architecture. And nowadays you go anywhere, you will see the microservices architecture is quite popular because of large customer base and our large code base, because and also as our customers are increasing and our data is increasing, so our code base is also increased. Because of that lots of complexity arises, and to mitigate and to reduce these complexities, we have to go with microservices architecture, okay. So this is the general overview about the microservices architecture and monolithic architecture I have discussed in this class. I hope that you are able to understand the basic difference between these two hugely popular architectures of software application. So this is Akshay Kumar signing off. Thank you. Bye.